Mario, once again with MIA Microflight. I've been working on a counter for my pinball machine, so this is the project that's sitting here on this table here. But um, before I did this, I was testing some circuits, and I was using my old breadboards from back in the day. You know, you can see another little breadboard here with some circuits. This is from the Experimenter 300. This is a company. It's got a patent there. This is an original U.S. product here from. You could buy these at Radio Shack, I believe. Yeah, these are from Radio Shack. Back in the late '70s, early '80s. When I went to school to learn all this stuff, this is what we used. These experimenter boards, and they've been great. They have been holding on for this long. I have used these boards quite a bit, and so I decided to I wanted to upgrade. You can still find these. I believe eBay sells these boards, the original ones. You may be able to find some used ones. I doubt if they have any in their original package, or maybe they do. Maybe somebody had a stack of them, and it was just for maybe somebody selling them. But I could not find these. And so I decided to go online, and of course, the stuff that's on sale these days is from new companies. So I bought a kit, a one of these. I believe the company goes by the name of ELEGOO, ELEGOO, and a great company to make 3D printers. And I'm saying great because of the quality of the stuff that I have seen personally. As I was saying, I just bought a one of these experimenter kits for learning how to program Arduinos, and they have a full kit for about $35. Which is quite a steal. If you ask me, as far as the full kit to learn how to program and manipulate all these things. I already know most of that stuff, but I bought it mainly for the components. And so that came with this with one of these boards here. It came with one of these, and this little board here. It's kind of just a separate, all on its own board. It's got no hooks whatsoever, so you cannot attach this sideways or widthwise, so whichever way to other boards. Like these are interlocking boards. This is not. And so, but I bought one of these, and I really like the. Well, I didn't. I wasn't paying too much attention about the quality of the quality of the material that this board is made from until I got some additional boards, which are made from another company. And you can see they're very similar. This is from another company, very similar. It's got the this one has also padding in the back, but this padding is much thinner than these boards that come with a little bit thicker padding, foam padding in the back. And so I was disappointed because when I got this kit, I was expecting that these are much cheaper than these, and I should know that. Sometimes when you buy cheaper stuff, you just don't get quality. As far as the connectivity, these will work just fine. From pin connectivity is what I mean. But what I didn't like is the fact that these boards right here do not interconnect with these other boards from ELEGOO. If you look at the connectivity here from this board to this board right here, this has little pockets there, so they don't match, and these boards are slightly undersized in length. You can see the distance right there is by about one, I would say 1/8 of an inch. So these boards are different. Also, the quality of the material, the plastic. This is sort of almost like a clear plastic. If you look at this, this is like a clear plastic, and these are more white, more in the traditional breadboards that I'm used to. These were white and at one time, maybe with a little bit off white, but they were whiter, and it's got a matted white finish to it. And these do too, even though they're plastic and it's got a little bit of sheen, but these are a little more matted, more elegant. than these boards right here, and then these cheaper ones that are, sort of made out of this more translucent white clear material. So that is what this video is about the difference of these two boards. And if you're going to buy this, I would recommend that you buy from this company here, ELEGOO. A great stuff from what I received, and so I decided to just go ahead and buy 3 additional boards from this company here, and they match exactly. And the reason also why I didn't like these boards is because I did this holder here for these boards. This is a 3D printed part of my own design here that I made really quick, so that I can hold all these boards up to 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 boards. So this board was designed based on the dimensions of this first ELEGOO breadboard. But when I got these, I was hoping, and I got 4 of these boards. I was hoping that these would also match these, that they would be the same, but they're not. So keep that in mind if you're buying these boards. I mean, if you're looking for something really quick, I'm very particular about when I do projects like this, and I'm trying to customize my own setups here. I'm very particular about getting the same thing of something that I really like, and I really like these boards because of the reasons that I mentioned in this video. These just don't if I wasn't doing anything major, if I didn't care about what I just discussed in this video, then these boards would work just fine. There's nothing wrong with these boards except that aesthetically and mechanically, if you're going to interconnect these with these other boards, they just don't connect. They don't match. You have to buy the same thing, so I wish companies would standardize on these things so that everything connects, regardless of manufacturer. But that's just the nature of our world. Sometimes these things don't happen. I mean, I remember back in the day when computers were beginning to surface, home computers back in the early 80s. There was companies had to get standard on a lot of these connectors. RS-232, for example, MIDI, musical instrument digital interface, which is another standard that companies standardize on, so that all the connectivity is the same regardless of manufacturer. And so that's it's just a detail that I wanted to bring into this video here. I'm actually missing one right here. I should have gotten more of these boards, and I am going to buy more of these boards because I really like having my boards. I mean, you can see it's kind of messy here, but I spread out when I'm working on these things. I don't like to disassemble things and reuse. I have another set of boards that I've been, that's my old workstation there for testing things that I've had that back since the early days of back in the early late 70s, early 90s, early 80s. So these the original boards were great, but these are really nice boards. And what I like about these boards also that I wanted to mention here is the fact that they have dual rails. They're much better in the sense that they have dual rails, the positive and the negatives on both sides, so you don't have to cross a lot of wiring across. These you could buy, and I believe I do have one with a little strip on my other setup there. You could buy these strips here because these are separate strips, the plus and minus strips, the buses here. They're separate. You could also buy those and install them on these rails here. So yeah, that's just the nature of things. But these ELEGOO boards I'm really thrilled with these boards. They're really nice. They feel good. They look good. They're a good size, and they fit really nice. So kudos to this company. I do know that they make some 3D printers. I believe I am going to look into their 3D printers now that I know that the quality is very high on from this company. I mean, look at the circuitry there. The boards that they this is a board that you don't you can connect. I'm just getting familiar with a lot of these components that came into the kit because I haven't really dive into the full kit. So I just opened up the box, and it comes in a nice plastic box. That's another thing, is that they package these things really well. Um, and it's got a lot of sensors and things that you can play around with an Arduino, one of the smaller Arduino boards that came with this. It's just a lab kit, if you want to learn how to do these things. But like I said, I just bought it for a lot of these components, in particular this one right here. Although you could buy these boards separately, I mean, I wanted to get the whole kit because it's a lot cheaper that way. But this is a board that you bring in power either through this 3.5 millimeter DC connector here for voltage. You can also bring in power through this USB connector here, and it's basically just a power distribution here. It's got two regulators here, I believe, for 5 and 3 volts, which is consistently used in digital circuitry. And it's got yes, it does have 5 and 3 volt, like I was saying. So it makes it really easy to to access voltages that you need here, instead of having a big power supply, to do that, like I have on my test, on my bench test. So this makes it really easy. I mean, you could even use a just a I believe these VN is a 6.5 to 9 volts. Yeah, you could also use a 9-volt battery, just a regular battery, just connected to one of these to this connector here. This one uses 5 volts, I believe, USB. But it's got to start and off, on and off. But I mean, it's really practical the way they did these boards. So I really like these boards. I may get a couple more just to distribute my power throughout some other boards that I plan on testing circuits, and it comes really handy. So so yeah. Once again, I'm very thrilled about these boards here. I'm missing one here so that I can complete my tray here that holds these parts. And I did this so that I can work on these things. And if you have parts, I don't want them all over the table. So I designed this tray here with these little cubby holes, just so they don't hold my resistors, my capacitors, my wires, that unite for interconnectivity. Anyway, getting back to this 4-digit counter for my pinball. This uses CD4026 counters. And I have these sensors right here, which are infrared sensors, which are going to sense the ball traveling through various points on the table, that are going to give me the count. For example, this is going to count ones. This is going to count tens, hundreds, and 1,000. I have up to 1,000 set up here to 9999. Actually, you can count up to 9,999 actually to 10,000. If I had another fifth LED with another fifth chip, I could go up to 10,000 with the full digit one added to this row of digits here. So it would be a 5-digit setup here. But I don't want to go that extra mile, because I just want to keep this as 4 digits. So when it reaches 99999, this counter is going to stop, and the whole gameplay is going to reset at that point. So I have to work out the logic circuitry to do that with the sensors and all that, because let's say you have you've accumulated 500 points here, 500 or 525, let's say, depending on which switches and which sensors you've gone through in the pinball machine. And then you hit that particular one that I'm the very difficult shot, and you get I'm going to assign 1,000 points to that difficult shot. So this is going to register 1,000. But you can still accumulate more points as you game. But let's say if you keep hitting 1,000 until you reach 9,999, then then this is going to then the gameplay is going to end at that point. You're going to get maybe I don't know, some indication that you've made it that far. With sounds and bells and whistles and all that stuff, and the game will reset at that point. So this is my up counter. I have to make another counter, and I can do it with the same chips. That's going to count from 10 to 10 to 0 basically, for the ball. count. Anytime the ball goes in the gutter, it's going to diminish by 1. So this can be done also in reverse. I just got to rewire these things a little bit different, so that when this starts the ball count, instead of incrementing, starts decrementing. Anyway, Mario with MI Microflight. This was mainly about these boards here, but I thought I'd talk a little bit about this project that I've been working on, and I have another video that I did a full discussion on this and some other stuff. Stay tuned for more.